tutorial helps you increase your speed at least twice in AutoCAD. You wanna know how? Let's go. Hello and welcome to AutoCAD 2025 series. I hope you are doing great. I think you guessed what is today's topic. Excellent. We will talk about mirror command. When we use the mirror command, we use the mirror command when we mostly have symmetric shapes, when we have axis of symmetries. What do I mean? If you see this uh, concrete column in square form, it has two axes of symmetry. It means that in y-axis and x-axis, these are the axes of symmetry. In this case, instead of drawing the whole shape, I can draw a part of that. Then I can use the mirror command to improve my speed at least twice. Sometimes I can increase my speed 4 times. Now, at first, let's see how we can call our command. We can call it in 3 different ways. One of them is coming to this modify panel, and from here we have access to mirror command. As you can see, it says creates a mirrored copy of selected objects. Now, the other way is using the menu bar. From here, we can select the modify, and from this part, we have access to mirror command. The last way is using its alias. We can type mi and enter. Now our command is active. After learning how we can call our command, now it's time to learn how we can work with that command. I can again call my command mi, enter. The first step is selecting the objects that I want to mirror them. Let's come to these examples one by one and do them easily. As you can see, the size of initial square was 30 multiplied by 30. But here, instead of drawing the whole shape, I come and draw half of it. You can see, I consider that my axis of symmetry is x-axis. So I can come here and I can draw in this part in full format, but in this case, because of the symmetry, I draw half of it. Now I select my object. I can select the objects from this part. Now my objects are selected. I can type enter. Asks me specify the first point. What is the meaning of that? It asks about the mirror line. What is the mirror line? It's the axis of symmetry. So for making a line known for AutoCAD, I need 2 points on that line. So I can say that this is the first point and this is the second point. Asks me, do you want me to erase the source object? Means that the initial one? No, I don't want to erase that. I say no, and I have my shape in complete form. So it increased my speed in drawing this rectangle square column. This is square column twice. Now let's come to this part. Now I want to use the other axis of symmetry. So I again call my command. This time I select objects. My objects now are these objects. I select them, enter. This time my mirror line or axis of symmetry changes. Which one is that? It's y-axis. So I select a point on this line and the other point on this line. Asks me the same question. Do you want to erase that? I say no. Again, this way increase twice my speed in AutoCAD. Let's see the other example. As you can see here, my shape is 1/4 of the whole shape. So it means that now I have 1/4 of my whole shape. I want to do this mirror because the shape in there had two axes of symmetry. So I can use that feature and increase my speed. I draw just 1/4 of that and I say mirror. I select the objects, enter. Now I do based on y-axis at first. I select this point and this point. No, I don't want to erase. Now I have 1/2 of my shape. Then I select again my objects and I say mirror based on this point and this point. Do you want to erase? No. I want to say you a point here. If your ortho mode is active, let me undo this and say what do I mean. If my ortho mode is active, like previous cases, it's easy and I don't need to for example, the second point be exactly on the line. I can select the objects, enter. I select this point, for example. Now I can just show the direction. It means that in this part, because if I put it in this part, it understands that I want it to be based on this line if the ortho mode is active. By selecting on this point also, I can have the same condition. I just wanted to say that if your ortho mode is active, you can use its best features. Now, it was the ways that we can use the mirror in AutoCAD. But as you saw here, it saved our time in AutoCAD 4 times. So it's a very useful command that you can use it to increase your speed. Now let's come and, for example, draw this example from the base. How? Let's see. So this is our example. I want to use the capability of mirror command to increase my speed 4 times here. As you can see, my example is a steel profile IPE200. Here I have 2 axes of symmetry. One around the strong axis, one around the weak axis. And I want to mention that this fillet part or this round part will be neglected in this example because it needs fillet, and I will teach you the fillet in next tutorials. So before solving that, I just wanted to mention that here we will do the sharp edge. Now I can come to this line and I want to draw just this part. For this reason, I can come easily and I say that I want 50 in this direction. I want to come 8.5 in this direction. Now, imagine that because the thickness of the web is 5.6 and I want to minus from 100 and divide by 2. For this case, it will be, if I minus 100 from 5.6, it will be 94.4. If I divide it by 2, it will be 47.4. I say 47.4. And it's this case. If I want to come to this direction, because the whole height is 200, but I have 2 thickness of the flange, I minus 200 from 17. 8.5 multiplied by 2. Now, if I say that 200 minus 17, it will be 183. 183. If I divide it by 2, it will be 91.5. I say 91.5, enter. Now I have 1/4 of my shape. I come to this part and I want to copy this axis of symmetry and put it here. Now, as you can see, I have it in this part and I come to do this. Actually, it's not in the right place. Why? Because I need to move it. In which location? In this location. Let me move it. I want to move it from this part to this part. Now it's the correct axis of symmetry. I can come and select my objects that I have here. This time I say mirror. From this point, I select this point. No, I don't want to erase that. I select this one and I say mirror based on which points? This point and this point. No, I don't want to erase this. Now I have my shape that is done just 4 times in more speed than the way that I need to draw my whole shape at once. That's it, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check our playlist because we have full informations on AutoCAD 2025. Best wishes, take care, and goodbye.